first names, but
All good.
I mean, the last names are kind of there. But. All right, Garrett, it's pretty close. 6, you were right.
He's never wrong. He's never wrong. Welcome, everybody, to MAC TV Network here. James Paxton here. As the first pitch is a bunt foul. We are underway here as it's the Bolts versus the Madness in this United States softball tournament. First batter is the second baseman, Todd. She looks at strike 2. Pitching for the Madness, number 7, Olivia. There's a foul ball by Todd, hit right back to the gate. Here comes the pitch. Ball 1 to Todd. They say Olivia's pitch was just outside. Now here comes the pitch. That ball is popped up out of play.
Nice job, Jared. You almost had it.
Thought about going back for it. I will on the next one.
No one said heads up.
Here comes the pitch. Strike 3 there. As the Olivia for the Madness gets the first strikeout of the game on the first batter. Up next, we have Maldana, second batter here. She hits it right past the second baseman and the right fielder, and it drops for a bloop single. After the ball is overthrown, and now she's running to third. So what happened was Maldonado hit over the second baseman and then got a bloop single and then ran to second based on the ball being overthrown, but then tried to get to third, and she was tagged out. That's 2 quick outs here for the Madness. First pitch is a ball to Erner. Erner hits it. That's a foul out of play. Erner is playing shortstop for the Bolts. Here comes the pitch. Hit just foul down the right field line. After Erner, we have the pitcher, Oswatsky. As the Bolts are down to 2 outs in the top of the first, here comes the pitch. Hit to the right field line, and it drops fair. Erner's going to round first, go to 2. She's going to round second, go into third. No, she's going to stay at second. Here comes a 2-out double for the shortstop, Erner. Here comes the pitcher, Oswatsky. She's got a runner on second here, has a chance to drive and run. As Olivia's first pitch for the Madness is a ball. Here comes the second pitch. She hits it, hits the fence, foul down the left field line. Here comes the pitch. As the ball is thrown to second past the shortstop. And Erner's going to get to third based on the pass ball. Got a 2-2 count here. As it's the Madness versus the Bolts. Top of the first inning. Runner on third. 2 outs here. Here comes the pitch. Hit to the third baseman. Just foul. Literally went right by the line. Third baseman just missed it. Still a 2-2 count here. For Oswatski. Here comes the pitch from Olivia. 3-2 now. Full count for Oswatski. 3-2 here. Olivia starts her windup. The pitch. And a strikeout on Oswatski to get her out of the top of the first inning. We head to the bottom for the first as the Madness get the first chance to bet here in this one. I am James Paxton, and you are watching MAC TV Sports on MAC TV Network. Welcome back to MAC TV Sports here on MAC TV Network. I'm James Paxton, bringing you an exciting matchup between the Bolts and the Madness in this very nice softball tournament going on in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. It was excruciatingly hot earlier, but now it's calmed down to a nice cool temperature here. Pitching for the Bolts is Oswatski, and up first for the Madness is Libby. It's the bottom of the first here, 0-0. Here comes the pitch. Nice stop by the catcher there. Libby Shaver is the center fielder for the Madness, and she hits it just foul to the left. Up next is the shortstop, Sam Shea, as we're in a 2-2 count here for Chevalier. Here comes the pitch from Oswatski. Chevalier hits it just left of the foul line again down the third base side. Still a 2-2 count here. Oswatski Takes a step in the circle. Winds up. Here comes the pitch. And it's hit again, just off the third base side. Just a little early on every pitch for Chevalier. Still a 2-2 count as Oswatski makes the pitch. Hit to the third baseman, thrown, and Chevalier is out as Sheridan makes the catch for the Bolts for the first out. Here comes the shortstop, Sam Shea. Working against Oswatski in the bottom of the first here. Madness have one out. First hit to the shortstop and bobbled. Shea will end up getting to first safely off an error to the shortstop. Up next, the batter is Weber with a runner on first and one out. She fouls off Oswatski's first pitch. Here comes the second pitch. She's showing bunt, takes it back for strike one, and Shea steals second very easily. 0-2 count now for Weber. Here comes the pitch. She hits it right up the gap in between second and short. Shea's coming home. Here comes the throw. And she is safe without sliding. The Madness take a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first. And Weber makes it to second. Here comes the pitch from Oswatski. Strike one. Goes to Sophia Dibbles. Here comes the second pitch. Strike two. Almost in the same spot as strike one. Here comes the third pitch, fouled off. Sophia Dibbles in an 0-2 count now, with a runner at second and one out in the bottom of the first. Madness looking to add on to their 1-0 lead. Here comes the pitch from Oswatski, and it's hit straight to the shortstop. Shortstop throws to second. Weber is safe as she slides back into second, after Dibbles hits it straight to the shortstop for out number 2. Here comes Ira Freight with 2 outs, runner on second. Inside ball. Oswatski making her second pitch here. Here comes the windup. The pitch, strike one, just hits the outside low corner there. Olivia Iafrate is the pitcher for the Madness. Looking at it, the third pitch here. Hit right to the other pitcher for the Bolts. Thrown to first, and it's out number 3. The Madness do get away with 1 run from an RBI single from the third baseman Weber. We now head to the top of the second. It's a 1-0 game, Madness over the Bolts. You are watching MACTV Sports on MACTV Network. Welcome back to Mac TV Sports here on Mac TV Network. James Paxton here giving you the call of the Madness versus the Bolts. An exciting tournament game here. Up next, we have pitcher, used as an extra player in the matchup for the Bolts. Bolts came away with 1 hit, but no runs in the top of the first. Just took a strike for the first pitch. And now a ball for the second. 1-1 count here. Top of the second. 1-0 Madness. After Weber got an RBI single in the bottom of the first. Strike 2 for Olivia Ierfrant. 1-2 count now. Ierfrant looking to get a strikeout to start the inning. And the ball is hit to the shortstop. Thrown to first. And pitcher is out for out number 1. Up to bat now is the left fielder, Jacob. Third baseman comes a little bit in. Might mean that she pulls most of her hits. And hits it right to the third baseman. Throws it straight to first for out number 2. 2 outs now. Top of the second. For the third baseman now for the Bolts, Jenkins. Left-handed hitter versus right-handed pitcher. The pitch. And that ball is popped up. Second baseman calling for it. And Crowley makes the catch for out number 3 in the top of the second. Very quick 1-2-3 in the top of the second. We head to the bottom of the second here, and the Madness look to continue from the first run they got in the first. We'll be at the bottom of the second coming up as you're watching Mac TV Sports on Mac TV Network.
So what do you want to be when you grow up? Okay.
What do you care? What do you want to do when you grow up?
No. Be a Toys R Us kid. I don't know when it's gonna happen because Toys R Us is gone.
Some of them are coming back.
Hey, there you go. Goal still lives.
Welcome back, everyone, to Mac TV Sports on Mac TV Network here. We head to the bottom of the second of the Bolts versus the Madness. Madness up 1-0. And the second baseman who got the out in the top of the second is now up to bat. Crowley looking to get her first hit of the game on her first at-bat. Madness only have 1 hit, and that came from an RBI single from Weber. Here comes the hit right over the first and second baseman's head. And a great play by Todd of the Bolts. It looked like that ball was going to fly right over the first baseman's head, but she put on the Jets and ran right there. Great play by Todd, as now it is Dowderman's turn, who is the catcher for the Madness, and she hits it straight to the shortstop. Shortstop throws it to Sheridan for out number 2. 2 outs on 2 pitches there for Oswatsky. Bolts trying to get out of innings fast. Up next is the right fielder, Dupas. She looks for strike 1. Oswatsky looking to get out of the inning and help the Bolts on offense get some runs. Here comes the pitch. Hit right behind the catcher. Foul. Score is 1-0 here. Madness beating the Bolts. In the bottom of the second, 2 outs, 0-2 count for Dupas. Here comes the windup, the pitch. Ball 1. As she looks at an inside ball. Here comes the 4th pitch at the at-bat. The windup, the pitch. Again, hit behind the catcher. Hits the fence for another foul ball. One and 2 now for the right fielder, Dupas. Looks at the pitch. And is hit hard. Foul. Down the left field line. Third base coach for the Madness ducked very quickly. Still 1 and 2 as Dupas keeps fouling off pitches. And she lays off this one for ball number 2. 2-2 count now. Oswowski now in her windup. The pitch. And the ball is hit to the shortstop. Throws it to Sheridan. And they're going to call her safe. Dupas ran out the runner. And Dupas gets a 2-out infield single. Now Oswowski. Here comes her windup. The pitch. Ball 1. 1-0 count now. Bottom of the second. 2 outs. And the Madness have a 1-0 lead here. Gets the call. Not ready for the next pitch on the 1-1 count. And it's hit to the first baseman. And it goes straight past her. The Madness continue the inning now. The Madness continue now with Morgan Rudd used as an extra hitter here. She hits it just foul down the third baseline. Last hitter for the Madness here, and then it goes back to the top of the lineup for Chevalier. Here comes the windup from Oswowski. The pitch, and it's hit straight in between the second baseman and shortstop for an RBI single. Morgan Rudd sends Carlson home, and now it's 2-0 Madness against the Bolts in the bottom of the second inning. Now here comes Chevalier with runners on first and second, 2 outs. She looks at ball 1, low and away. Here comes the second pitch from Oswowski. And it's hit to center. Caught by Todd of the Bolts. And the Bolts end the inning. Not before the Madness get another run as they are up 2-0 now. You are watching MAC TV Sports on MAC TV Network. I couldn't tell. She looks safe to me. We'll look at the film.
Nice little wiffle ball game going on over here.
Welcome back to Mac TV Sports here on Mac TV Network. Heading into the top of the third here, we have Sheridan, the first baseman for the Bolts, as the Madness have a 2-0 lead. Sheridan looks at ball one, low, hits the dirt. Here comes the second pitch by Ira Frant. She's not giving up a run in her first 3 innings. She has given up 1 hit, though, as we're now at a 2-1 count, top of the third inning. No outs. 2-0 lead for the Madness, as Sheridan is looking to get the Bolts on the board. Three and 1 count now for the first baseman for the Bolts, Sheridan. Here comes the pitch. And she pops it up, but it will go behind the fence, foul here.
He didn't react quick enough.
Disappointing.
I was on my phone.
Here comes the pitch by Ira Frant, and it's a ground ball to third base, just foul. Goes a little bit past the line, foul.
Hey, yo, hey, Toner. Something just popped up and then it says we're not recording anymore. Okay.
Here comes the pitch, and it's hit again, foul.
The memory card's full. Okay. You still got the on your thing? Okay.
Sheridan looks at a full count here in the top of the third, no outs. And she hits it straight to the shortstop. Good catch right there by Sam Shea. And the Madness have 1 out in the top of the third. Ball was hit sharply a little bit to the left, but she was able to catch it.
Oh, the laptop and everything was dead? Or it was about to die.
Strike 1 to the catcher, Gunther. Bolts looking to catch up on the Madness here as the Madness are up 2-0 in the top of the third. Here comes the pitch by Ira Frant. Strike. Ball went right past her there. Late swing, and now it's an 0-2 count for the catcher for the Bolts, Gunther. Here comes Ira Frant. Ball 1, just a bit outside. Here comes the fourth pitch of the at-bat. Hit back to the fence behind the catcher for a foul ball. One-two count now to the catcher, Gunther. As she fouls one off into the catcher's mitt, but pops out. Still a 1-2 count now with 3 straight foul balls. Here comes the pitch. Ball 2. Home plate ump checks for a swing. First plate ump says no swing. 2-2 count now as we have 1 out. Top of the third. It's hit foul down the right field line. After another foul down the right field line, here comes Gunther. She fouls it again. Fouls it into another field of play. And we have a 2-2 count now. 9th pitch at the at-bat here. Ian Freight looks for the pitch here. The pitch. Gunther pops it up. It's in foul territory and out of play. This has been a 10-pitch at bat. Gunther just refuses to strike out by fouling off 5 pitches already. Here comes the pitch. And strike 3. And the catcher throws it to the first baseman to secure the out.
It worked when I tested, but it wouldn't work here.
Well, but then I changed the thing, not to fix anything.
Got 2 outs now. Top of the 3rd inning. As we have an extra hitter coming up for the Bolts. That would be Jenkins, left-handed hitter, right-handed pitcher. She swings for strike 1. No one on base, 2 outs. 0-1 count now on the bottom of the 3rd for the Bolts. Goes ball 1. 1-1 count now. Madness are up 2-0. Here comes the pitch. They call an inside strike. Make it 1-2 on Jenkins. Here comes the windup. The pitch. And it's hit right past the pitcher. In for a nice single. Just out of the shortstop's reach. And Jenkins is at first base. We have 2 outs here. Madness are up 2-0. Bolts trying to get something started with 2 outs here. As we have the center fielder Todd up to bat for the first time today. Looking to start some runs for the Bolts. She holds off on a high ball 1. Here comes pitch number 2 with the 1-0 count. It's fouled right off the catcher's glove. Todd is the center fielder for the Bolts. After her, we have the right fielder, Dominellis. Here comes the 1-1 pitch with the runner on first for Todd. And they call strike 2. 1-2 count. Todd Dixon to the batter's box. Ian Frant with the pitch, strike 3. Flung it right by her for the 3rd strike of the at-bat and the 3rd out of the inning. It's Madness 2, Bolts nothing. We head into the bottom of the 3rd. You are watching Mac TV Sports on Mac TV Network. Welcome back to Mac TV Sports on Mac TV Network here. This is James Paxton calling an exciting tournament softball game here between the Bolts and the Madness. Madness up to bat here in the bottom of the 3rd. Shortstop Sam Shea is up. Made a nice play in the top of the 2nd inning there. And now she's up to bat. Pitcher is still Oswatsky for the Bolts. Here comes the 2nd pitch. Strike 2 right past her. Nice fastball low. Got an 0-2 count now for Sam Shea. Here comes the 3rd pitch. Ball 1. High and outside. Shea's looking to get her first at-bat. And now we have a ball hit right in front of the left fielder. Nice single for Shea. And the Madness's first hitter in the bottom of the 3rd is on with no outs. Well, what happened there after Sam Shea's single to left field, she broke her bat as Weber hits it to the right fielder. Right fielder throws it to first for a double play, and they say Shea got back in time. One out now. Sophia Dibbles, the first baseman, is up with Shea on first. Shea starts to steal. She gets in safe, no problems. Ball ends up going past the second baseman, but Shea will stay at second. Here comes Dibbles. First at bat was an out, 10 the bottom of the first. And now we have a ball popped up, caught by the shortstop. Two outs now, bottom of the third. Madness still leading the Bolts 2-0. We have an RBI single by Rudd. And then an RBI single by Weber. As Oswatski makes the first pitch to the pitcher, Olivia Ianfrat. Got a 1-0 count now to Ianfrat. Here comes the pitch from Oswatski. Strike one. Ianfrat looking for her first hit of the day, as her first at-bat was a ground out. The wind-up, the pitch. Ball two. Says it was high, just above the zone. Two 2-1 count now. Runner on third, 2 outs, bottom of the third. Here comes the pitch. Hit back into the fence behind the catcher. And we have a 2-2 count now. Ianfrat with a 2-2 count now. Oswatski for the Bolts. Winds up. Pitches. And the ball is hit sharp to the second baseman. And it is an error as she could not catch the ball. It'll be an E4 with Ianfrat helping get the third run home. And Shea comes in to run for her, since you get a courtesy runner for the pitcher, with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Up next is the second baseman for the Madness, Crowley, who in her first at-bat had a flyout. Shea is now at first base, courtesy runner for the pitcher, Ianfrat. Here comes the windup from Oswatski. The pitch. And Shea steals for second and gets her third steal of the game. Runner on second now for Crowley. Has a chance to extend the lead, 4-0. The Bolts coach has had enough. He calls a meeting to the mound as they are down 3-0 in the bottom of the third. The Madness have scored runs on an RBI single from Weber, an RBI single from Rudd, and recently an error by the Bolts second baseman, Todd, and Ianfrat ended up on first, and Sham Shea ended up home. Been a very exciting day of softball here. Definitely more enjoyable to watch now. Earlier it was extremely hot. Now it's just a cool, brisk temperature. So we're getting close to 7 p.m. Bolts leave Oswatsky in the pitch as she steps in the circle. The windup and the pitch. 1-1 count now to Crowley. Crowley has a chance to extend the Madness lead. 4-0 now with Sam Shea on second base. Here comes the windup from Oswatsky. And the pitch. Strike 2 as it just falls into the zone. Knife all speed there. 1-2 count. Here comes Oswatsky. Wind up, pitch, and it's hit into the right field gap, right in front of the right fielder. Shea is going to come home. The throw is going to be close. The catcher misses the ball, and Sam Shea is safe. The catcher for the Bolts, Gunther, missed the ball, hit her mid. Eyes were already looking at the runner to tag her out. And the Madness are now up 4-0 after an RBI double. Here comes Dowderman with a runner on second. Her first at-bat wasn't out. This one comes right over the catcher. Hits the fence for strike number 1. Oswatsky is now giving up 4 runs. 3 earned, 1 unearned. Here comes the pitch. And Dowderman gets hit in the arm. And she'll walk to first. Here comes Carlson. As she reached on an error last at-bat. Runners on first and second. 4-0 lead for the Madness. Here comes the windup and the pitch. Catcher cannot stop it. Runner from first goes to second. Runner from second goes to third. We got a 4-0 lead here. With Crowley on third and Dowderman on second. The left fielder, Carlson, waits for pitch 2. And she hits it. Center fielder is under it. And Todd gets the out for the last out of the bottom of the third. But the Madness get 2 runs here. And it's now 4-0 heading into the top of the 4th, where the Bolts look to get their offense going. You're watching MAC TV Sports on MAC TV Network.
Still need to see this Perry in the face. I can picture it so well in my head.
Welcome back to MAC TV Sports here on MAC TV Network. Have an exciting matchup between the Bolts and the Madness. Bolts down 0-4 in the top of the 4th. Dora Mellis for her first at-bat. And she pops it up. First baseman looks to get it. And even though the first baseman dropped the ball after the batter interfered, they say it was batter interference. Now the Bolts head coach will argue with the ump on the play. Whether it was an on-purpose interference or not, they clearly ran into each other. So we'll see what the ump comes up with after him and the head coach argue. Dear Wallace is standing at first. Still a heavy argument between the ump and the head coach here. Final call is a batter interference, which means the batter is automatically out. And that's the first out of the top of the fourth. Madness are up 4-0 here. IF Frat still pitching for the Madness. No runs against her. And a hit to the shortstop. Shea with another nice play after a hard hit ball from Todd. And now we have 2 outs in the top of the fourth. Maldonado now looks to hit. The first pitch. Maldonado hits it right over the second fielder. Right fielder gets it. She throws to first to see if she can get her. Not able to do so. Out of the first baseman, Smith throws it to the shortstop at second base. Gets past her. And Maldonado is on second after an error by the right fielder from the throw. With a runner on second now, we have the shortstop, Erner. She looks at ball 1, low and inside. Erner looking to help the Bolts get the first run of the game. She hits it, and it's in the gap in between second, short, and center field. And the ball is cut off. Maldonado gets home safe, and the Bolts are up 1 run from before now, and it's 4-1 Madness. Erner with an RBI single, and now it's the pitcher's Oswatsky's turn. 2 outs now, top of the fourth. The Bolts trying to rally a little bit. Oswatsky looks as though ball 1 is just outside. Ian Frat looking to get out of the inning for the Madness. Oswatsky waits for her pitch. She hits it foul down the left field line. Two outs now, top of the fourth, excuse me. Bolts down 4-1. And Oswatsky hits it between the first and the second baseman. The throw to third is in time, but the third baseman loses control of the ball. Erner gets to third. Oswatsky gets to second. And now we have a 2 runners on, 2 out situation for the extra player pitcher. Head coach for the Bolts giving pitcher a good pep talk, hopefully. Bolts have a chance to really come back here against the Madness. They're down by 3. Pitcher has a chance to get 2 RBIs here with just a single. Her first hit was a ground out. Now this is her second at-bat as Ian Frat winds up, pitches for ball 1. Here comes the first pitch. Ball 1 as the catcher, Dowerman, makes a good play to stop the ball because a wild pitch will at least score 1 here for the Bolts. Here comes Ian for at second pitch, and it's hit to the third baseman. She throws and gets pitcher out for the third out of the inning. It is 4-1 Madness after 4.5 innings. And now we head to the bottom of the fourth to see if the Madness can get some more runs and add to their lead. You are watching MAC TV Sports on MAC TV Network. Welcome back to MAC TV Sports here on MAC TV Network. This is James Paxton here giving you the play-by-play of a very exciting tournament softball match between the Bolts and the Madness.
You all right, Jared?
First pitch hit out of play to right field.
I'm fantastic, Tony.
Excellent.
Dupas, the right fielder for the Madness, got a single in her first at-bat. This is her second at-bat against Oswatsky. Here comes the pitch. She hits it to the second baseman. Second baseman throws it to first underhand because they were so close and gets the first out of the inning. Todd to Sheridan. Now it's 1 out, bottom of the fourth. And next up is Rudd, who had an RBI single in her first at-bat. And she pops it up, caught by the pitcher. Two outs now. And the leadoff hitter, Shalavar, 0-2 on the day, looking for her first hit. Here comes the first pitch by Oswatsky. Strike 1. Hits it on the outside corner. Here comes the second pitch. Hit just off the third baseline. Out of play. Shalavar now with a 0-2 count. Here's Oswatsky's windup and the pitch. And it's hit just over to third baseman as she gets her first hit of the day, which is a 2-out single. The next hitter is Sam Shea, shortstop for the Madness. Been on base twice already. First time reached on an error. Second time was a single. Now hits it into the right center gap, and it's just out of play for the center fielder. She dives and doesn't make it. Shalavar will get home safe, and Shea will get to third safe. Shea gets a RBI triple to make the lead 5-1 for the Madness. That ball was hit hard. And Todd for the Bolts was almost there to catch it, but it was just out of her reach. Here comes Weber. Hit to the third baseman. Third baseman throws it to first, and good pick to get the out. Madness are up 5-1. Heading to the top of the fifth. We're due to the time limit, so probably be the Bolts' last chance here while they're down by 4. You are watching MAC TV Sports on MAC TV Network.
Stuff with you, I can take small stuff. It's like, you just take one of these guys with you and unload it.
I got my car here. Do you think we'll need it?
So I can go with him for the big stuff.
You don't have your car here?
No, I rode with Toner.
Smart. Welcome back to MAC TV Sports here on MAC TV Network. This is James Paxson giving you this exciting softball tournament matchup here. As we have the Bolts versus the Madness. Madness have a 5-1 lead. They were up 4-1 in the bottom of the fourth. And then Sam Shea hit an RBI triple in between right center. Olivia Ian-Frat with the pitch, and it's hit to the right past the third baseman, hit in between short and third by Jacob to start the inning with a single. It's the way to do it for the Bolts as they have been scrounging for runs all day. They got their first one in the third inning. Now with a runner on first, no out, top of the fifth, we have Jenkins up. She's looking to get her first hit of the day. Her first at-bat was a ground out. She holds off on an outside ball, and the count goes 1-0. Here comes the pitch. And she pops it up. Shea goes back and makes the grab. And that's 1 out for the Madness. Here comes the first baseman for the Bolts, Sheridan. She is also looking for her first hit of the day as she flew out in her first at-bat. Here comes the pitch. She holds off on an outside ball 1. Bolts have 1 runner on first base, 1 out, top of the fifth, and they are down 5-1 to the Madness. Hit sharply right over the left fielder, all the way to the wall. And there'll be runners on second and third. Sheridan with a double. Gets Jacob to third. And now with 1 out, there's runners on second and third for Gunther. Here comes the first pitch by Ian-Frat. Ball 1 outside. Gunther looking to help the Bolts get a little bit more electrified here in the top of the fifth. Here comes the pitch. Low for ball 1. Two-0 count here. Runner on second, runner on third, 1 out. Here comes the pitch. A very outside strike 1 call. Here comes the 2-1 pitch by Olivia Ian-Frat. Strike 2. Flung it right by Gunther high. And now it's a 2-2 count. Still got one out, so if it's hit to the outfield, most likely the Bolts are going to try to tag up to score. That is a foul coming back to the fence. Sheridan now with a 1-2 count. Here comes the pitch. She foul tips it into the mid for out number 2. Here comes an extra hitter, Jenkins. She got a single in her first at-bat. Has a chance to make the game a little bit closer now, with the Madness being up 5-1. Runners on second and third. Here comes the pitch. And she hits it straight right past the pitcher, in between second and short. The throw home is such a good throw. The runner, Jacob, was trying to go around third to score, but she stopped halfway because the throw from the center fielder was in time. It's now 5-2. Bolts have 2 runners on, one on second, one on third. As the center fielder, Todd, looks at strike 1. Home run here can tie the game. Single here can most likely make it within 1. She hits it for a run to make it 5-2. You are watching MAC TV Sports on MAC TV Network.
What inning is this? Bottom of the 5th. So if this inning lasts long enough.
You guys want water?
I'm okay.
Yeah, I'll take one. Please, thank you.
She's gonna have a tonic, or you're gonna have a carrot.
Yeah, I'll go with carrot.
Okay.
You loved it.
It actually did kind of feel good. See, can I see like a shirt. Like one of those retractable arms. What?
Welcome back to MAC TV Sports here on MAC TV Network. This is James Paxson giving you the Madness versus the Bolts here. Madness are up 5-2, bottom of the 5th. First hitter is Weber. Excuse me, first hitter is Sophia Dibbles as she looks for ball 1. She got a single in her first at-bat, and she grounded out in her second. Here comes the second pitch from Oswatsky. Low for ball 1. Oswatsky has pitched 4 full innings. He's given up 5 runs. 1 strikeout today. Dibbles holds off. Now a 3-0 count. Most likely going to be holding off. Anything close, she can get walked. And ball 4, she'll take the walk. Next up to bat is the pitcher, Olivia Ian-Frat. She reached on an error last time and got out in her first at-bat. No outs here, runner on first. Here comes the pitch from Oswatsky. She hits it to center field, and it is caught by the center fielder, Todd. And Dibbles just runs back to first. 1 out, runner on first. Madness lead 5-2. Next up to bat is the second baseman, Crowley, who had an RBI double last time. Here comes the pitch. Outside for ball 1. Crowley is looking to make the inning last long enough to where they are out of time and can now start at the top of the 6th. Here comes the pitch from Oswatsky, and she hits it just foul down the first base line. Literally looked fair until it just went right past first base and then shifted foul. We have a 1-1 count here. Oswatsky steps up in the circle. The windup, the pitch. Strike 2 on the outside low corner. We have a 1-2 count. Crowley to look on after that RBI double for her last at-bat. Here comes the pitch, and she hits it to right field, and it's dropped, and umpire calls foul.
Yeah.
Looked
I don't think any foul balls have been hit over
very
there. It's like
fair.
moved the truck last, so let's see if it's a true magnet or not.
Ball just went foul after the right fielder could not handle it. And Crowley stays alive and is ready for the pitch on the 1-2 count. And ball 2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch with a runner on first. 5-2 lead for the Madness. Crowley looks to extend the lead here. And Oswatsky pitch. Hits it behind the catcher. Hits the fence foul. Crowley steps in the batter's box. Already had 8 pitches this at bat. And it's hit straight to the second baseman. Second baseman throws it to first. Double play for the Madness. And they're out of the inning. And we head to the top of the 6th inning, where the Bolts get one more chance to see if they can tie this game up, as it's 5-2 Madness. You are watching MACTV Sports on MACTV Network. That was my fault. Because I said it. It'll end here if they don't score, right? Yeah. Welcome back to MACTV Sports on MACTV Network here. We're at the top of the 6th. It's last call for the Bolts now. Their electricity may be running out against the Madness, as it is 5-2. Up to bat is Dora Wellis, the right fielder. She is 0 for 1 today. Still pitching is Ian Fratt for the Madness. And Dora Wellis looks for ball 1. Here comes the second pitch. Hit straight back. Almost knocks out our video guy, but luckily there's a fence there. One 1 count here. Dora Wellis looking to keep the Bolts alive here with no outs in the top of the 6th. And she pops it up. Right fielder's under it. Makes the catch. Out number 1 by Dupas. And the Madness are 2 outs away from winning this one. It's the top of the lineup for the Bolts as Todd is up. She's played second base today. 2 outs remaining for the Madness to get the win here. Here comes the first pitch. And Todd rips it to the third baseman. Caught by Weber there. It looked like it was going to be in between the shortstop and the third baseman, but Weber just moved over and caught it for out number 2. 1 out now. And Maldonado is up to bat for the Bolts. She hits it to the shortstop, Shea. Shea throws it to first. And a good pick by Sophia Dibbles. And that would be the end of the top of the 6th. And we will head to the bottom of the 6th shortly. You're watching MAC TV Sports on MAC TV Network. Welcome back to MAC TV Sports here on MAC TV Network. I'm James Paxton giving you the Bolts versus the Madness as we're in the bottom of the 6th now. And the Madness get another chance to hit as it is Dowerman for the Madness. And she looks at ball 1. A lot of scoring early here, but not much in the last couple innings. Strike 1, blown by Oswatsky. 1-1 count to Dowerman. She waits for the pitch. She rips it in between the shortstop and the third baseman. Shortstop grabs it, throws it to first, and she brought the first baseman off the bag. Dowerman is safe at first. Erner made a good play for the Bolts, but she made Sheridan come off the bag, and they were unable to make the out.
Courtesy runner for the catcher.
Here comes Carlson with no outs and a runner on first. She waits for the first pitch by Oswatsky. It's a ball 1. Hits the dirt low. Carlson, left-handed hitter, facing Oswatsky, the right-handed pitcher. And Oswatsky gets one for a low strike. One count now. Runner on first. Carlson rips it just foul down the left field line. Here comes the 1-2 pitch by Oswatsky. Carlson hits it to the shortstop just under her mitt. Dowerman's going to slide into third, and she's safe. by the throw going to third. Carlson ends up on second. Now it's the right fielder Dupas' turn. She is 1 for 2 today with a single and a fly out. She lets the first pitch go for strike 1. And the second pitch is hit foul. Right behind the catcher. 0-2 count. Here comes the pitch from Oswatski to Dupas. Ball 1, high and outside. 1-2 count. Oswatski steps up in the circle. She winds up, and her pitch is hit right back at her. She gets out of the way in between the second and shortstop. Ball's coming home, and the tag was just off. Carlson gets home, and now it's a 7-2 lead the Madness have over the Bolts.
Toner. I'm at 1%.
Battery? Turn! Ball game.
Yeah. Oh, well. Ball, they just call ball game.
And that is your ball game here, as time is out in the bottom of the 6th. Madness beat the Bolts here, 7-2. It was a fun, exciting matchup, and you'll see a lot more of that this weekend, as it is the United States tournament here. Well, that'll do it from us from Mac TV Sports. I'm James Paxson, and thank you for watching Mac TV Network.
We only do one-on-one, and my partner should have been over there cutting you off. He was just a little slow at her, but thanks God. And this is the bad thing. It was on a slow hit. That's the thing that gets me. No, I'm returning it. I take it out so that way they don't have it in the dugout. Thank you.
Am I coming with you? Yeah. Okay.